I give the floor to the representative of Russian Federation.
Madam President, we thank the Special Representative of the Secretary General, Nicholas Haysom, for his presentation of the report. We have listened carefully to the information provided by Acting OCHA Humanitarian Coordinator Gada El-Tahir Mudavi and South Sudanese civil society representative Lorna Merikaju. We welcome the participation of the permanent representative of South Sudan, Okoye Banmalwal, in today's meeting. We have familiarized ourselves with the most recent report of the UN Secretary General on this country and the work of UN peacekeepers there. The Russian Federation supports international efforts to stabilize the situation in South Sudan and strengthen peace and security in the country. The revitalized agreement on the resolution of the conflict in South Sudan continues to work, and the ceasefire is largely holding. A significant contribution to achieving these objectives has been made by the agreement signed in early April by President Salva Kiir and First Vice President Riek Machar on the establishment of a single joint command structure for the armed forces. We believe it is particularly important to speed up the formation of a unified army. It is necessary to gradually implement all the provisions of the revitalized agreement, or RAR-CSS. We welcome the particular emphasis that Juba has placed on the reconciliation process. We note that a transitional parliament has now been set up and has become working on key bills, including the preparation of a permanent constitution. We support the intention of the South Sudanese leadership to hold the first elections in the history of the state in 2023. Like the UN Secretary General, we trust that the Sudanese parties will soon be able to agree on an election timeline and a clear roadmap for completing the transitional period. The security situation in the regions remains challenging. We are concerned about outbreaks of violence in Upper Nile and Unity states. At the same time, we note the general decrease in intercommunal clashes and the readiness of an increasing number of refugees and IDPs to return to their permanent homes. We strongly condemn any violations of the revitalized agreement, as well as acts of violence against civilians, including humanitarian personnel working in South Sudan. In our view, the main objective of the UN mission in South Sudan should be stabilizing the security situation and assisting the South Sudanese authorities in the implementation of the RAR-CSS. The primary responsibility for addressing human rights protection issues lies with Juba. Madam President, we are convinced that new realities require adapting the sanctions regime in effect against the Republic of South Sudan, including easing the arms embargo in order to assist in the training of armed forces and state security service personnel. An important step in this regard, in our view, was the introduction of a notification regime to simplify delivery of non-lethal military equipment to the country in support of the implementation of the RAR-CSS in accordance with Security Council Resolution 2633 adopted on May 27th of this year. We believe, however, that this step is not sufficient to meet the legitimate wishes of Juba, which are supported in solidarity by its African neighbors. The international community should place more focus on assisting the authorities in implementing the revitalized agreement and building capacity to resolve local conflicts. Madam President, in conclusion, I would like to separately welcome the establishment of the National Human Rights Council of the Republic of South Sudan. We trust that the efforts of that council will seek to protect the fundamental freedoms and rights of the South Sudanese people, strengthening relevant values, enhancing legislation, as well as communicating reliable information about the situation in the Republic of South Sudan to the international community when it comes to human rights. I believe it is important to emphasize this in light of the statement by the representative of the U.S., who from a position of superiority was once again mentoring South Sudan, which is a sovereign state just like the U.S. On our part, we see no justification for demonstrating such superiority. The Security Council should assist the nascent state of South Sudan in overcoming its challenges, including those related to violence, and help it achieve tangible results. At the same time, we must bear in mind all aspects of the situation in that country. UN mechanisms must act in an impartial manner on the basis of proven, verified information, and the Russian Federation will continue to build its work based on this. Thank you.
I thank the representative of Russian Federation for their statement.